Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 81 days away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to contain many different twists and turns that will also add in new mediums to the Star Wars franchise by J.J. Abrams that the fans have never seen before in the Star Wars franchise. And that's one thing that J.J. wants to do. He wants to be a pioneer when it comes to Star Wars movies. He wants to do something that no director and or writer has done before on the big screen within this massive franchise. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various shot descriptions of the upcoming Episode 9 film, this is where things begin to get very intense for this movie. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that Rey and Kylo Ren are said to be holding hands as they are said to be shrouded in darkness, where they are walking on a metallic bridge. It's described that as they are using this ability, it's actually called the flow walking technique in the film, where they are said to see and hear visions of the past in the mysterious realm that connects them to the past 8 Star Wars films and everything that comes in between. It's explained that one of the sequences involves a moment in which Rey and Kylo Ren are said to witness the very battle between Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Kenobi from Episode 1, The Phantom Menace on Naboo, where they are all fighting on the bridge in the distance. Now, it's explained that the revised track of the Duel of the Fates theme is said to play over the sequence to create nostalgia for the fans. Eventually, it's explained that this vision begins to dim and vanish, to where both Rey and Kylo Ren are said to see the very moment Darth Vader saves his son, Luke, from sudden death by throwing Palpatine down the reactor of the second Death Star, followed by an explosion. And the explosion occurs, and as all of this happens, it's said that one of the other visions that Rey and Kylo witness consists of a sequence where they see Luke Skywalker crashing his X-Wing on the world of Ahch-To into the ocean, where it's said to be his first arrival to the planet by himself. So, let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, I want to go over this flow walking technique because it really seems like that this is JJ's version of the Worlds Between Worlds that we got a brief glimpse of in that episode in Star Wars Rebels. And now JJ is doing something very much like with what Dave Filoni created in, of course, that episode for Star Wars Rebels. Now, this is actually said to be both Rey and Kylo Ren shrouded in darkness walking on a metallic bridge. It really does remind me of the Worlds Between Worlds by exactly, how it's explained, etc. So the other piece that I do want to go over here is how eventually they are said to witness the very vision of both Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and of course Qui-Gon Jinn fighting all of each other within the city of Theed. Now, what's really exciting about this is that it's actually described that this was made possible by using deleted scenes from Episode 1 in order to do something very different, providing new angles of that particular fight to make it feel somewhat new and original. And that's what I like so much so far about this, is that they're really trying to bring in nostalgia, but changing things up a little bit here and there in order to make it feel fresh and new. Now, the other piece that a lot of fans, I think, are going to enjoy as well is how we actually have a moment in which Rey and Kylo Ren are said to witness the very moment that Darth Vader sacrifices himself in order to save his son by killing Emperor Palpatine / Darth Sidious and throwing him down the second Death Star into the reactor. Now, what I like about that as well is that this is of course said to tie into the explanation of how Palpatine was able to survive the second Death Star explosion and how he's going to be alive and well in Episode 9 in some way, shape, or form. In fact, you guys may or may not know this, but as of right now, throughout the month of September into early October, they're doing a lot of reshoots related to Palpatine, and Ian McDiarmid is a part of those reshoots in order to do something completely different and brand new for the character that's actually going to be adjusted for mainly the second and third acts of the film. And it could very well explain as to why Ian McDiarmid had to go from that fan expo that got cancelled not too long ago. A lot of people were talking about that when he was with Hayden Christensen and they both had to leave for an unexpected reason. But they cancelled it, and that could very well have something to do with the reshoots in the film that all applies to Palpatine himself. So, I really like the flow walking concept. I mean, if you guys are familiar with the EU, you know exactly what flow walking is. It's essentially time travel, except you cannot change the course of history or change the future or whatever have you. You can only basically interact with the past and be based within that actual world, interacting with that environment. So Jacen Solo, which was the original version of Ben Solo, was able to perform this ability in the Expanded Universe, which, by the way, was also very impressive of what he was able to do and how Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to use that ability now in The Rise of Skywalker between both Rey and Kylo Ren, that are said to be the positive and the negative of the Force itself when it comes to the power of the Force in general. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.